Right, so Collision was last night on AEW, obviously, and this one was not the most anticipated card, I will not lie, but we're going to go through it, and talk about it, because, again, that's what I do. So, our show actually opened up with the first of many trios matches tonight. It was the Death Riders versus Top Flight, or Sky Flight, whatever they're called, Dante Martin, Scorpio Sky, and I forget the other guy's name. Something Martin. But point is, this match was really good. Moxley was on commentary. Moxley, the main thing I noticed on Moxley on commentary, he goes... he's just weirdly on one. He's like, yeah, like he just goes up. He's clearly got something going on. I don't know what. And then he proceeds to say Pac with short hair is his favourite wrestler ever. So, he knows ball. But, as a match, it was fine. I struggle breaking down trios matches, to be perfectly honest. I think the main person, again, is Dante Martin. He really steals the show for me in this match. I mean, he does a springboard off the bottom rope. It's fucking nuts. Some of the knee work that guy was getting off was ridiculous. Yuta looked good here. Garcia took a lot of the punishment more than, and that's normally Yuta's role. So kind of surprising and nice to see a change. Pac's just ridiculous. I mean, Pac, when he come back with the short hair for the first period, looked a bit slower than usual. Looked like he was changing his style a bit to be a bit more slow and weighty. The guy looks so explosive again. I think Pac changed the show in this one. I think Pac was phenomenal. Scorpio Sky looked good, and Top Flight as a team, Dante Martin, and again, I feel bad for forgetting the guy's name. I think it might be Darius Martin, I forget. But point is, they look solid as a tag. They look so good. They look so fluent. But as a match, it was great. It was not incredible. It didn't really steal the show. Like, it was, the crowd were up for it. I mean, like, Pac was getting cheered like he's our bastard, so I don't know. Pac can never turn face for me. He's constantly got to be a prick. But I thought the match was solid. It was one of the better matches of the night. It wasn't my match of the night, but it was one of the better ones. I enjoyed this one. I struggle breaking down trios matches because there's a lot of chaos that goes on. So I feel like this episode, this video won't be as in depth. Even though I'm not the most in depth guy, but you know what I mean. I won't be as in depth as usual. But this one was solid. Death Riders getting the win, which was expected via a brutalizer. I forget the girl's name who's part of Top Flight now, with Sky Flight, sorry, and she was having a bit of bother with Marina Shafir throughout the night because Marina was trying to get involved, distractions, and then she was like, get out of the way, and Marina was just looking at her going, get out my face. At the end of the match, because the Death Riders continued to beat them down, she's fronting Marina, and Marina's like, are you sure you want to do this? Then she just points over, Megan Bain's there, Megan Bain just takes her out, and that was it. Fine match, nothing really, in my opinion, nothing too much to say. I feel like the main thing was after the match with Pac's calling out Darby, obviously, to the camera going, Darby, remember, next week you asked for this, not me, so I expect some crazy shit to go on. But I think that was the main purpose of this match, but it was good to see. Moxley on comms always good, and obviously, I was Pac and Dante Martin. The main takeaway for me from the match itself is I want Dante Martin the singles push. I really do. I don't know why I'm so late to this party, but I really want that. I want that a lot. I think the guys looks. Last week was Shelton was phenomenal. This week was really good too. So just keep the guy consistently on Collision. That's what I ask, really. So after this, we got Mark Briscoe, Roddy Strong, and Orange Cassidy backstage. Roddy obviously preparing for his match against Hechicero tonight. Just speaking, hyping himself up, Roderick Strong insists he's not part of the conglomeration. But, stuff like this. Briscoe goes, word of the day. I think the word of the day was perseverance or some shit. I forget what the word of the day was. But Mark just goes on one, and that's kind of it. Basic Briscoe promo, just kind of hyping up the match, which was fun. I'm never going to hate Mark Briscoe. I don't like the goatee. I don't like that. I want the full beard back, but whatever. After this, though, I was really excited because I feel like I called this. We got a call-in match, or whatever you calling it, because apparently the first match didn't go long enough, was Brody King squash match. I'm really happy. I love Brody King. Singles match too. I forget, they didn't even show the guy's name, so I don't even know the guy's name, I could say. But Brody comes out, and when he comes out, the guy attacks him during his entrance. So Brody's still in his coat and balaclava and stuff, so he just starts attacking him. And it's one of the quickest squash matches I've seen in a while. The crowd love Brody, as everyone does. Brody hits a powerbomb and it's over, essentially. Great. looks really good, you know, obviously really good for the title. Brody's massive. He gets on the top rope at his entrance, and it's like, Jesus Christ, there's no need. When he's walking out, obviously the crowd are all loving him. Bandito's there, and he's going, yeah, you know, he's all for it, you know, he loves him. And then they do the handshake and leave. I am very happy Brody King got on this card because I'm a big fan of Brody, and singles Brody is something I want more of, and I'm glad we're getting that. So after Brody, we actually got something else that I called and I feel very happy about. We got a Josh Alexander promo. Again, I feel like I felt quite weird saying that. It was similar to the one he had last week where it's him and Lance Archer and Heads of Zero. So I'm enjoying this angle. I hope they continue this with Josh Alexander. I think it really improves his presentation. He's obviously just going on saying Don's still celebrating with Okada in Japan. And, you know, he's wishing to look for Heads of Zero, just attacking random people with Lance Archer. That was kind of it. I just kind of like the intensity it's given, and it's given Josh Alexander more of an identity, and that's what I like. I really like this angle they're going with him, and I hope they don't continue. I hope they make this a common thing. I hope they don't just feel like they're just testing this out. I think it's working, and they should continue it, definitely. I really enjoyed this. So, after this, we got one of my most anticipated matches of the night, probably my match of the night, was Commander versus El Clon. Now, El Clon, I'm pissed because he got rid of the dumbass, like, light up C on his gear. Bring that back. That was so ridiculous. I loved it. It was hilarious. But he got rid of that. This guy, I thought Penta. So Penta obviously spams his taunt. So does Jey Uso, people like this. I've never seen a guy spam his taunt more. The fucking El Clon. It's so fucking stupid. But he spams it like hell. This match was really good. Commander looked great. The crowd's loving him, and El Clon looks solid. El Clon surprised me because I thought El Clon was going to be very much fast style luchador type wrestler. He's not in terms of this match. Anyway, he goes quite weighty. He goes quite technical with the holds, and I really like that. Like, there's a hold that he consistently does with he'll push your ankle up, and then he'll still get you in, like, you know, a regular hold. So it's adding an extra element to it, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was very interesting. Commander does a lot of, you know, high-flying shit like that. It's mainly El Clon. I think El Clon definitely had the upper hand throughout the match. Commander teases the run on the ropes again, but El Clon moves, so he just doesn't do it. Kind of shit. But the air that guy gets is still ridiculous. El Clon does get the win, which was obviously, in my opinion, quite expected. But I'm still, I was just surprised. I didn't expect that match to be like that. I thought the match would be, again, traditional high-flying lucha libre. And one thing I will say, I love this. This is the same with the Hechicero match too later on. I don't know if this is a consistent thing. I've never noticed it. When it was the counting the pinfalls, the 1, 2, 3s, they were going uno, dos, tres, you know, stuff like that. The crowd were really loving it. So I just loved that little detail they were putting on. But I thought I enjoyed this one. This was my match of the night. It wasn't incredible, but it was a fun stick out. And I think it's just because it surprised me a lot too. I didn't expect it to be this way, which is fun. I enjoy when I'm surprised by what the wrestling is going to be like. So El Clon got the win, looking promising yet again. Just bring back the light up C and fucking calm down with the El Clon tones, because I like it, but it's dumb. So let's just chill out on it. But yeah, I enjoy it. So, after this, we got them small little acknowledgements and, you know, small little reminder of what happened with Wrestle Kingdom again, showing Tanahashi versus Okada and Takeshita versus Yota Tsuji, showing Ospreay, Jay White, Kenny and Kota, stuff like that, only small. And then after that, we got Mina Shirakawa versus Lady Frost. Now, with this match, I didn't know who Lady Frost was, but at the start, Mina makes her entrance. And someone gives her flowers, a cameraman gives her flowers, and she's like, I love flowers. Then Lady Frost instantly just takes her out. And it's like, what the hell? You know, and like, she's like, I love flowers. And then Lady Frost is really playing the heel up. I enjoyed her character work a lot. The wrestling was there, but the actual character work, her being loud, speaking a lot, was really interesting. You don't really normally get that from a lot of jobbers, essentially. So that was kind of nice. Mina gets the win with the crossface. But she, like, it was just Lady Frost pissed her off with the flowers. And then after the match, no one knew who said the flowers. They were putting that over. It's probably going to be Orange Cassidy or Tony. So there you go. Or Luther. Or me. But after that, like, Mina walks out. She's like, she's protecting the flowers. Mina's facials and just expressiveness is great. I love how expressive Mina Shirakawa is. I think she's very fun. And I think you can get a lot of mileage out of Mina Shirakawa. I like that she's tied to Tony because it gets her a lot more limelight. But I feel like the woman is really fun. She's really energetic. And I feel like we need to kind of push that a bit more. I feel like her being Tony's love is fun, and I feel like that works. But I wish we get more just Mina interacting with other wrestlers. I just enjoy that sort of stuff. So I love Mina Shirakawa. She's great. But the match was good. Mina, good show out again. The Crossface finally got a win, which I like Mina's Crossface. And that Lady Frost, I liked her. So I hope to see a bit more of it. If she's not a Ring of Honor talent, I don't know who she is, but she was actually not that bad. So it's definitely someone who caught my eye. I'll say that. So after this, we actually got an important vignette about Mercedes. I loved how this was shot and how everything about it. Mercedes sitting in a room and she's got a mirror and she looks broken mentally. She's like, it goes over saying like, you know, like I said last week in Dynamite, Willow and everyone's doing the conga over mocking out covered in cake. She looks distraught. And she's like, listen, I've had a 500-day reign and you think it's all right to mock me? Think about who I am. And she basically confirmed she's finally, most deserved break I've ever had in my life, going on break from AEW for a while. The woman frankly deserves it. The woman hasn't stopped. But, and she said, let's see how much you miss me. The woman clearly looks broken. Mercedes is great. Again, she's more than deserved this break. I feel like the women's scene will miss her. I do. I think it's a great chance for someone to elevate themselves. But I feel like it's, again, more than deserved. The promo, again, was shot brilliantly. When she comes back, does she come back with a faction? Maybe. Does she bring Bayley? Maybe. But also, I'm looking forward to that. I was like that fact that we finally got this confirmed. I feel like we could have had something a bit more prominent, maybe on Dynamite. Collision's definitely the B show, but it's an important thing, and I'm very happy that she's finally taken a break, really. As much as I'll miss Mercedes, I adore Mercedes this year, or last year. I think, she, again, more than deserved. I'm happy she's taken that. Go, Mercedes, go. So, after this, we actually got our TNT title match between Mark Briscoe and Hechicero. Why this wasn't the main event is beyond me. I think that's stupid. I think that's... honestly, frankly, it's stupid. I don't like speaking that negatively about AEW. God knows we get enough negative press about it. But I just don't like... I didn't like the positioning. I thought it was stupid. I really do. I feel like having the title match mid-card when it wasn't that big of a match going on to the main event. It's stupid. But the match was fun. Hechicero looked phenomenal again. Hechicero's just a fucking guy. I mean, Jesus Christ. The technical wizardry of that man is insane. Briscoe gets attacked like hell. Briscoe looks hurt. Mainly the arm. But Hechicero, the holds that he gets. Stuff like that. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just... It's so good. Briscoe's character work in the match is fun. He's doing like a kung fu. He does a chicken thing when Hechicero does his thing. That was pretty funny. Briscoe obviously gets the win. Shock. But I was more concerned of why this wasn't the main event. I feel like this kind of hindered the match. I feel like it could have had a lot more time. It didn't have a lot of speed. I will say the match didn't have a lot of speed, which I kind of expected. I thought Briscoe could have looked a lot more pressing, if that makes sense, but he never. That was fine. Hechicero, again, this is similar to, like, not similar with the El Clan match, but more in the sense of I didn't expect this match to go this way, but it wasn't as intriguing to me as the El Clan one, because I thought this match would be Briscoe non-stop pressing and Hechicero just being that technical wizard. Hechicero stole the match, frankly. He was so good in this match. Again, a bunch of the lock work, the reversals, everything about him is just insane. Briscoe looks solid. I thought Briscoe changing his kind of match style was fun, but again, he just kind of took a back seat to Hechicero. I thought Hechicero was going to win at some point. I thought they could have actually got away with a Hechicero win, but obviously that was never going to happen. Definitely keep Hechicero in this scene. Definitely. That's my main takeaway from this match. Definitely keep him in this scene because the guy fits it like a glove. And I wouldn't be against after this match, I wouldn't be against the Hechicero TNT run at all. I really wouldn't. So after this, we actually got Eddie Kingston and Ortiz backstage with GYV. Now, GYV just going out saying, because there was no physicality, they were going, look, we don't like how Eddie Kingston conducts his business. We've had to be pros. We have to follow all certain rules. We've been respectful. And Eddie just does what he wants and then goes through it. And Eddie goes, you want to make this personal? And he goes, you know, you're going to regret it. And then he goes, hey, it's all... And then Zach Gibson, dumbass, goes, hey, you're going to regret it because you're going to take Ortiz down with you. And he goes, hey, dog, you wanna come down with me? And then it's just like, that was it. The promo was basically, we hate how Eddie Kingston handles himself, and that's it. Which, fine. It's on Collision next week. Could have done with Eddie. This could have been in the ring, but whatever. I'm happy Eddie's got a friend. And I hope he destroys TYB. After this, we got FTR little hype package, just about, I thought they were teasing Cope coming back. I thought it was going to be about Copeland coming back, because they show Copeland in it a lot, but it's just how FTR's just little hype package about how good they've been, how they've gone through everyone, with Stokely and stuff. Basic hype package, whatever. So after this, again, if the Briscoe match wasn't the main event, why wasn't this? It was Willow, Stat, and Harley versus Hyan, Maya Wales, and Viv Vixen. Now, I want to say, throughout the night, I thought this match was the opener, because Collision normally has Elton John, Saturday's alright for the fight, whatever. And no, they play like this dumbass, shitty dance music, and I thought it was genuinely Hyan and Maya Wales' theme, because I've spoken about how bad that theme is. It's been improved since going to AEW, but it's so bland. They don't play that song throughout the night, and they normally play it now and again, so have we just lost Elton John again? I don't know. But yeah, so this match was, again, fine. It wasn't really much. Statlander is just, Harley looks solid. They all look solid. You know what I mean? It's nice to see Hyan in my world. Viv Vixen didn't really stand out to me. I don't know why. I just feel like I could watch this match again. I might have missed some things maybe. But Statlander's just, Jesus, I love Statlander. I really do. I just love how this confidence about Chris Statlander is ridiculous. I feel like, again, every match I watch of Statlander now, I'm like, this woman's completely changed since this title win. And I'm in awe. I'm in awe of it. They get the win, as you expect. Hyan, Maya Wales and Viv Vixen doing a solid job of selling and stuff, obviously. Again, these trios matches, there's not really much to say about them. I feel bad, because I feel like I'm not describing a lot of the matches. There's not that much to say. I feel like they were just kind of, I'll get into the thoughts at the very end of the whole Collision, but the matches didn't have a lot to them. This match was fun, and you could tell all three women, specifically Willow, Stat, and Harley, adored having this match. They thought it was fun as hell, and you could feel that through the screen. After the match, Harley gets the mic with Statlander and Willow, and she goes, "My parents are back together." Statlander gives Willow a little kiss on the head, stuff like that. I love the fact that Willow and Stat are back friends again. I really do. Nothing will ever make me hate that. Nothing. Then Tekla's standing on the commentary table, and she's calling him out, saying, "Oh, whatever, we're coming for that belt. Me and you could be friends, even though you don't like each other. Me and my sisters, we're going to come after you." And they're like, "Whatever, we'll have you," essentially. Basic call out from Tekla. I stand by Tekla. Should have had a match tonight, but whatever. Definitely the right way to go. Definitely with Statlander's reign specifically. Definitely have Statlander go with Tekla. Tekla versus Statlander will feed. And Tekla deserves it. I feel like Tekla's been tied with the Sisters of Sin, and the Sisters of Sin are very much charisma vacuums anyway. So to kind of have her move away from that would be good. But she's done so well anyway, so that's how good she is. But I'm really looking forward to that. The match, again, was fine. The Cosmic Babes of Wrath got the win. Good. So, after this, another important vignette. Don Callis live, quote-unquote, from Tokyo. And he's just speaking about, the Don Callis family. The Don Callis family is the greatest shit ever. And then Kyle Fletcher shows up. And I was phenomenal. I was so happy with this, because we've needed Kyle on screen for a while. And Kyle goes up, "Don, we need to talk about Okada." And I thought they were going to set up a segment on Dynamite or Collision or whatever. No, they just do it straight up there. And Kyle basically goes, "Look," he goes, "we need to speak about Okada." And Don goes, "Why? What do you mean?" And then he goes, "Look, end of the day, Wales End, he cost me the match with the screwdriver. Hits Takeshita directly with the screwdriver. He's screwing over everyone besides himself. And you need to have a word with him." And Don Callis is just blinded by his love for Okada, which I do enjoy. And he goes, "Kyle, I think you're looking at it the wrong way. We wanted you to, anyone's being screwed over, it's Okada, because he lost his Continental belt." And then he goes on to tell Kyle, "I didn't even want you in the Continental Classic. You impressed me, but I didn't want you in there. I wanted you to focus on the TNT run." But Briscoe got one over, and they're basically teasing, again, Kyle Fletcher versus Briscoe 7, because it's 3-all. Not really happy with how that's going, to be honest. I can't lie. I'll speak about that again, probably. But if that's the way they are going, I think, again, I was happy this happened finally, because it's needed to happen. But Fletcher didn't look happy. I think this needed to be a ring segment, because I feel like Takeshita being there too could have been excellent. But the development of Kyle Fletcher going after the TNT belt, supposedly again, I liked his reign, so I get it. And Briscoe Fletcher always works, but still, I don't know if I like that. But I was just happy it happened. Happy to see Don live from Tokyo. So after this, we actually got MJF and Bandido hype package for the match on Wednesday. I've said it once, I said before, I cannot wait for this match. Two of my favourite wrestlers. I can't wait. This match is going to fuck. Yeah, solid. And then after that, we got our main event, which I don't know why it was the main event, but whatever. Ricochet, Gates of Agony, The Demand versus Jet Speed and Anthony Bowens. I thought we'd get an explanation why Anthony Bowens is with Jet Speed. No, we didn't. Not a proper one. Like, oh, we just wanted the help. Looking for new tag partners. Whatever. The match was fine. I will say in this match, Jesus, Toa Leona is a fucking demon. Jesus, how that guy's been developed recently is incredible. Incredible, and I really appreciate it. I've normally been more of a fan of Bishop Khan. They've really put focus into how good Toa Leona is. He's a true powerhouse. They put a lot more focus into Bishop Khan normally than usual in this match. But Toa Leona just steals it. Ricochet's obviously phenomenal. The big thing for me was Anthony Bowens did scissor with Jet Speed. That was fun. This match was chaotic. This match was fun. I'm not saying it shouldn't have been the main event, but over the TNT belt, stupid. Don't like that. But, yeah, I thought this match was good. It was fun. Ricochet did not get the pin. It was actually Bishop Khan who got the pin. But again, the Gates of Agony stole the show in this match. Speedball took a backseat, realistically. It was mainly Bowens. Bowens looked good again, but it's just... I've lost faith in Anthony Bowens. It's sad. I'll make a video on Bowens one day. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this quite a bit. I just feel like it just didn't feel right. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have been the main event. I don't know. There was just something off about it. It really was. I feel like the main thing for me was Toa Leona. Toa Leona, I really enjoyed Toa Leona in this match. And I hope we get more of this Toa Leona. It's been really built up well. Since he took out Luchasaurus against Jack Perry and stuff, it's been excellent for him. Bishop Khan should get a bit more of a push, maybe. Not a push because they're getting pushed. The Gates of Agony. I want the Gates of Agony versus FTR. I want that now. I want the Gates of Agony to go down the tag scene. Or just the Demand getting the trios belt. Point is, the Gates of Agony are the real fucking deal. And let's just go with them. Let's just go. The match was fun. Again, there was not really much to say about the match itself. It was fun. Again, Toa Leona's just the fucking shit. But that was it, really. The man steal the show. Mainly Gates of Agony. So after the match, they're beating down on Anthony Bowens. And then Max Caster comes out. And he's going, yes, continue beating him. Continue, keep going. And then, like, they're like, what, were you coming here? You know, they thinking he was telling them to stop. And he was like, no, continue going. So then Caster just goes in and starts attacking him, which was dumb with Jet Speed. Then the Don Callis family comes out. They start attacking, even in the numbers. And then Roddy, Commander, Briscoe, and Cassidy all come out. And it just ends Collision on this weird brawl that felt nonsensical. And, like, again, this is why I don't think this should be in the main event. It feels like they kind of went, oh shit, we're in the main event, we need to end on a weird way, instead of just having the win. That could have worked. But it was just, I don't like when shows end. When they'd done it on the Continental Classic, that made sense. But this one, it was like, unless we're just building a fucking 10-man tag, what's the point? It felt weird. It really did. And that's how Collision ended. If you couldn't tell by my tone and my descriptiveness, I thought this Collision was kind of fine. It felt kind of filler. El Clan vs. Commander was good. And the matches weren't bad. I wouldn't say the matches were bad at all. It just, the most important things we got were, and the most need to watch it, were basic AEW YouTube videos. Frankly, there was nothing really you could miss with this Collision. And I kind of didn't like that. It's the first time Collision's felt like that in a while. And it's kind of sad. I don't regret watching Collision. I enjoy watching AEW Collision. But if I missed this Collision, I would have missed nothing really. I would have just spoke about the Mercedes stuff. Because they probably would have shown that on Dynamite anyway. So what's the point? That's the big thing for me. Collision this week felt like, oh, what's the point in watching this? But good wrestling, good matches. Not going to complain. But it just felt a bit messy. Again, Briscoe versus Hechicero, or the women's triple threat tag. Well, the three women tag should have been the main event, but whatever. Yeah, so Collision, I didn't really love this week. I hate saying that, it makes me sound negative, but you gotta be real. I didn't love it. But what did you think? Did you watch Collision this week? Did you think anything of it? And again, the main things to take away are Mercedes is taking a break. That's great. And Fletcher's probably going to go back in the TNT scene, which, I'll talk about that eventually, but what did you think of Collision? Did you enjoy this? And did you watch it? Because what was your favourite part? Because I thought El Clan versus Commander was very good. El Clan surprising me very much so.